Shalom, family. Good to see you here. Hope you're doing well. Well, Donald Trump, who in my last live stream said Black people love him. Well, in the same breath, he did something that I don't think anybody in our community really give a crap about. There used to be free admission to, the stolen land called national parks across America, where on MLK Day and Juneteenth, the admissions would be free. Well, Donald Trump just got rid of that. So, no more free admissions on MLK Day or Juneteenth to any national park in America. Now, like I said, Donald Trump has been taking digs ever since he's been in office. And at the same time, he's doing the typical white supremacist thing, always taking digs. And then at the same time, he wants our love and admiration of him. And it's ridiculous. But he's not alone. There are many that think like that. No matter how much they slap us down, we supposed to get up and just love them, which is absolutely ridiculous. But nevertheless, this is what he thinks. But he took those two things away. But his birthday, Donald Trump's birthday, everybody gets free admissions to all national parks on Donald Trump's birthday. Who the hell gives a crap about Donald Trump's birthday? I mean, seriously, who gives a crap about Donald Trump's birthday? I mean, seriously. Seriously. Number 1, I don't even know. I don't think I ever met anybody or spoke to anyone in our community that went to a national park on MLK or Juneteenth. I don't think I've ever, relative or friend, or even somebody online, I don't think I've ever ran into anybody from our community that even thought about going to a national park on those days. Usually on MLK Day, when we had the day off, we just kind of chill out on that day. Juneteenth too. It's just a day to chill out on. We don't be looking at, oh, let's get in the car and go to a national park. We don't do that. When did we start doing that? So, what are you really taking away from us? Really? So, I'm going to let you hear the reaction from our people on this, and you can just imagine. You can already imagine what the reactions are. This is the most ridiculous. I mean, Donald Trump, why don't you go back and take one of your dementia naps? You really think about us way too much, for real. You think about us way too much, and any of your people that think like you, they need to take a dementia nap right along with you, you know? Seriously. It's almost like every day, "Oh, it's too much slavery in the museum. Oh, it's DEI. Oh, MLK and Juneteenth. Oh, take those days away from the national park." Is there anything or any time of your day where we're not on your mind? Seriously, you should be so busy as a president that these things should not even be important. But the fact that you are sitting around or somebody around you is putting all this stuff in front of you tells me you obviously don't have enough to do every day. Taking these 2 days away from free admission into a national park is absolutely asinine. I don't see how this serves any purpose or does any good to some of the most pressing issues that Americans are dealing with on a regular basis. I'm just saying. So, y'all, let me go ahead and share my screen so you can see how people feel about this move. Please give me a 1 if you can see my screen. And Donald Trump, this is not going to get us out in the streets. Nary person in our community is going to take to the streets because you took free admissions from a stolen land national park on MLK Day and Juneteenth. We're still not going to go out in these streets over that. Thank you, everybody.
Trump administration announcing a revised list of free entry days to America's national parks. President Trump's birthday has been added to the list. Martin Luther King Day has been taken off. Senior political correspondent Rachel Scott is at the White House. Good morning, Rachel.
George, good morning to you. And this is an overhaul of the calendar. The National Park Service this morning making changes to which day Americans can enter national parks for free, now adding President Trump's birthday, which falls on Flag Day, and removing Martin Luther King Jr. Day and also Juneteenth. Other changes include adding 4th of July weekend, Constitution Day in September, and charging foreign visitors an entry fee. The Department of Interior did not respond to our request for comment on why MLK Day and Juneteenth were removed. It is worth noting that MLK Day was listed as a free day of entry during President Trump's first term. And some Democrats are now criticizing the Trump administration over these changes, calling it foul. Earlier this year, the National Park Service did face backlash after removing content and information about Harriet Tubman on its website. That information was later restored in April. But again, this morning, no word on why these changes were made, removing MLK Day and Juneteenth from that calendar, George.
So the National Park Service just dropped Juneteenth and MLK Day from their free entry day and added Trump's birthday. It's not a budgeting issue. It's not a scheduling quirk. It is the government doing its own form of woke language. That's what it is, people.
For every single one of those crazy, outlandish, probably illegal, often racist decisions in Project 2025 and executive orders that he does, when he's no longer here, for everyone he does, that's an extra day we're going to party. Everyone. For everyone. I don't care if it's 500, then we party for 500 days. The one he did yesterday where he says national parks will no longer have free entrance on Dr. ML King's birthday and on Juneteenth, and instead, national parks will have free entrance on his birthday. Free entries on his birthday. That man had never set foot in a national park in his life. That man never set foot in the park until he started talking about the Central Park and trying to get anyway. So for every Project 2025 item and every executive order he has signed, we're going to party 1 day per. The ratio is 1 to 1.
I swear to God on everything I love, when I saw this, I thought it was fake. I thought it was AI. I'm like, nah, ain't no way. This is very real. This is, in fact, very, very real. And yes, this is absolutely insane.
So, as an actual descendant of Juneteenth slaves, I did hear about what Donnie did, making it so national parks have to make it where Juneteenth and MLK Day are no longer fee-free days. And all I've got to say is, Who gives a fuck? Because we still gonna celebrate anyway. We're not going on his birthday. Fuck his birthday. And fuck him too. And fuck you if you like him. Why do you get Juneteenth? Why do you people need to bring up slavery all the time? It doesn't matter. Like, why do you care anymore? Okay, so real question. So if I knocked all your teeth out your fucking head, would you still care? Would you forget? I don't think so. And as I've said before, when this is all said and done and all this stuff is reversed, yeah, jail. Who said anything about jail? I don't want y'all to go to jail. No, that ain't enough.
All right, so I am headed to the White House right now, but just wanted to give you an update on something that we just learned. The National Park Service has removed Martin Luther King Jr. Day and Juneteenth from its free days of entry, but it has added President Trump's birthday, which falls on Flag Day. As you can imagine, this is getting quite a lot of criticism, not only from Democrats, but also some civil rights leaders. All of this part of changes that they are making to the National Park Service calendar. They've also added days around 4th of July, Constitution Day in September, but no word on why they removed Juneteenth and MLK Day. Worth noting that MLK Day did stay on the calendar during President Trump's first term.
When you look at all of the attacks on people of color since January, it kind of lines up with it. And so I think we can focus on that. I think we can talk about that, but we have to focus on the bigger issue, the bigger picture of the elimination or the attempts to eliminate basically people who look like me out of our history.
I don't know how to respond to that. Not being a minority, but I can say overall it is offensive in the sense that why now in the world we're living in to try to piece any kind of movement toward unity of any kind, would you do something that is abjectly offensive and you know it is, and you did it anyway? I don't understand that mentality.
When you say, and you know it is, I do believe it is intentional. There's no doubt about that in my mind. It is intentional. And things like, attacks on the African American Cultural History Museum in Washington, D.C., which to me is the most amazing collection of African American history from the time slaves came over on slave ships through probably, I guess I'll say last year. So the efforts to stop the funding to that, it's just one thing after another, Larry.
Ain't nobody out here beefing with America's national parks except Donald Trump. And apparently Martin Luther King Jr. and Juneteenth were just too woke for the trees. Because here's the crazy part. He could have just added June 14th, his little birthday/Flag Day remix, without removing anything. There's no rule, no limit, no cap. But nuh-uh. His ego said, how dare MLK and Juneteenth breathe the same fee-free air as me? And now MLK Day, the National Day of Service, went from show up and give back to show up and pay $30 at the door. We would have whole volunteer groups coming out to clean trails, restore landmarks, help park rangers. Now it's like, hey, bring your gloves. Oh, and also your debit card. How you turn a service day into a cover charge. And then Juneteenth, the holiday celebrating the end of slavery, oh, that one gets full price. But Trump's birthday, it's free for U.S. residents. Like Juneteenth ain't a whole federal holiday now. Make it make sense. This wasn't about money. It wasn't about parks. It wasn't even about fees. It was straight up prioritizing his symbolism over ours. He's rewriting the calendar because he can't rewrite history, so he's trying to control who gets access to it for free. But here's what he forgot. Black folks don't need a free day to celebrate anything. We celebrated Juneteenth in backyards, church basements, empty lots, and front porches before it was ever federal. We celebrated MLK's legacy long before the government acknowledged it. Removing it from a calendar don't remove it from our spirit. So Trump can keep playing calendar Jenga with our holidays if he wants. Black people still gonna celebrate, with or without a park pass. What do y'all think? Is this patriotism or petty with a permit?
Y'all commander in sleep is back on his shenanigans again. Now he done took away MLK Day and Juneteenth as free admission days to national parks to include his birthday, as if we would celebrate the day that he hatched from that egg of a rooster. Quite frankly, it's only one day we're looking forward to celebrate. But As you know, when you go to national parks, it's days that you can get in free, two of which is MLK Day and Juneteenth, okay? But that raw piece of chicken decided that he wanted to be celebrated so bad. Listen, I would rather celebrate the dirt under a rock before I celebrate the day that you escaped out of that barn, you unhinged rooster. But this ain't nothing new, okay? Because this is the same person who didn't even want Juneteenth to be a paid holiday. So he had to find another angle, because apparently he ain't got nothing else to do between taking naps. So instead of trying to target Black holidays, I know another holiday that's worth celebrating. Quite frankly, I think we are all waiting on that day, okay? The day that happened, I might actually go to a national park myself. You worrying about the wrong holiday. Listen, the only holiday that you need to be worried about,
Hello there, my Bill Back Black Wall Street Better Gang. Something hit my spirit, guys, and here I go. So the orange guy, Trumpet, the orange guy, he removes the MLK Day and Juneteenth from being free at the national park's entry, and inserts his birthday as the as free. What I have to say to that, guys, just by him being the president has really made me wake all the way up and want to learn about our history, our people, everything that we have been through. And I'm seeing more and more of our people awakening because of this man. Which leads me to this next question. If he was not the president doing all of these things, would we be embracing each other and trying to learn about our history? Now he gets zero, I give zero fucks about him. Okay, let me be clear. But what I'm saying is that because this man is in office, has really just broadened my horizon on wanting to learn about our history, the real history, the fact that we was the indigenous people and already here. Personally, for me, I wouldn't have even been saying this over a year ago. I would have still been saying that I'm an African, which my mother hates. Y'all saw my video about my mother. Hate me saying that we Africans, because that's one thing she definitely don't believe. But since this man has been in office, it has done a 360 turnaround in what I now believe and what I know is true. And a lot of us here on TikTok see it, understand, know we were the copper tone people here. Look at us. Nothing against my African brothers and sisters out there. Like I said, you are brothers and sisters. Stand 10 toes down for y'all. But we're the copper tone indigenous people here in America, in these lands, already here when those germ-infested Europeans came over here. They saw so much in this part of the world that they call the New World. You don't even have to get a passport to leave here. It's so much in the United States you can do from one end to the other. That's why they wanted to be over here. And this man being the president has really got me seriously conscious about what's going on in this mofo. And it's got a lot of us conscious. So if one thing that we can take out of this terrible, 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 diabolical administration is that the time is now that we all wake up and understand what's really going on. It had to have been some sort of a divine master plan to put this idiot in office. Because I still be saying that I'm an African. Yeah, that part. But removing taking the MLK Day and the Juneteenth Day from free entry until the national park. Stay out of those streets, guys. Stay out of those streets and continue to learn our history, that we are the true people, the original people here, the indigenous people here on these lands. We are the only people here that are not immigrants. Everybody else is. YT people, sorry, but y'all are immigrants as well. I know you don't want to be, you don't have an accent or anything, but you're an immigrant. Yes, you are. Your president, immigrant. His wife, all of them, immigrants. Yes, yes. Now I must go now. Don't let this get you guys upset. Just get more armored with learning our history. Arm yourself with facts and the truth, and that will make you feel so free and good inside. The God in you, the spirit in you will just keep on moving, baby. Brighter things are coming our way. Okay? Now support those Black businesses in it and everywhere you can. And remember, I love y'all. For real, for real. Ta-ta.
Over the weekend, the National Park Service changed which days Americans can visit national parks for free next year. There are all these free days, right? Some important holidays. Notably, they removed Martin Luther King Jr. Day and Juneteenth and added President Trump's birthday, which is also Flag Day. This was part of a July executive order from the president.
National parks just made a very wild change. They removed free entry days for MLK Day and Juneteenth, but made it free entry day for Trump's birthday. Now, 2 days that honor Black history gone, just to replace it with Trump's birthday. What's the significance in it? Okay, I understand you're a president. Okay, where's Obama Day? Where's Bill Clinton Day? Come on, bro. I mean, like, what's the significance of your birthday? This ain't just a calendar update. This is a message on what history America wants to highlight and what history America wants to erase. Now let's put that same effort into changing the things that really need to be changed, because that didn't even need to be changed.
The National Park Service quietly dropped Martin Luther King Jr. Day and Juneteenth from its 2026 fee-free national park calendar, 2 days that stand as important acknowledgments of Black history and civil rights achievements. In their place, the agency added Flag Day, which coincides with Donald Trump's birthday alongside other patriotic holidays. This isn't just a harmless scheduling change. Removing MLK Day and Juneteenth from free entry status undermines the recognition of Black history, civil rights legacy, and the struggle for equality. Holidays many people use to visit parks in solidarity, community, and remembrance. Meanwhile, putting a sitting president's birthday on that list comes across less as honoring history and more as self-aggrandizement. Many civil rights leaders and lawmakers have condemned the change as racially insensitive and politically motivated, and rightfully so. In effect, this reordering of which days matter sends a message about whose history and legacy count. It privileges a contemporary political figure over the memory of generations who fought for justice. This is deeply wrong, and not just a policy shift, but a symbolic erasure of milestones meant to honor resilience, liberation, and equality.
You can't make this up. You know it's got to be something. If you catch me in my moo-moo, you know it was not my plan to come in here until this afternoon. I had plans. I had brunch. But this couldn't wait. Sit down, because you cannot make this up. You cannot make this up. So this one is surprise, surprise. You know, even for American politics, I know it's a lot going on, y'all, but this literally doesn't make any sense to me at all. So with all of this crap that's going on right now, see, I'm ready to cuss. I'm ready to really go in, you know, and I can go in, so I'm trying to do my best. But this administration, while we are watching everything else that is going on, has quietly restructured the list of national holidays that grant free entry into the national park, the U.S. national parks. and 2 major federal holidays honoring Black history have been removed. I know that doesn't mean a lot to a lot of y'all, but pause. Let's tell you what it is. I'm sure you know. So the MLK holiday and Juneteenth are no longer free entry days. But guess what is? Can you guess? June 14th, Donald Trump's birthday, has been added in their place. That's not a typo. I didn't just have a slip of the tongue. I did the research and I ran to my little office so I could come and tell you all. I haven't even had, I was getting dressed so I could go and do my little 2-piece on the Saturday with the fuzzy socks and the little outfit and go and have brunch. But oh no. No. This is saying a lot, y'all. And I need y'all to understand what this symbolism is really, really saying. Because I think we think this is still a game. I think we think that we're going to wake up and this is just going to be a bad dream. So according to official releases from the Department of the Interior and reporting from Axios, Newsweek, SFGate, and the New Republic and more, beginning in 2026. 2026. Amen. The National Park Service will shift toward what it calls resident-only patriotic fee-free days. But here's what that means. MLK Day has been removed. Juneteenth has been removed. But Trump's birthday added as a free park day. But that actually is Flag Day, right? But they took all the other ones out. Now, only patriotic holidays remain alongside Theodore Roosevelt's birthday and the NPS anniversary. 2 holidays rooted in civil rights, Black history, Black American history have been replaced with a day celebrating the man that is currently reshaping the federal fucking government in his own image. How y'all feel about that? And many of you will say, oh, well, none of that matters. None of it matters. So it's more than just a perk when they have those fee-free park days, right? This day matters because it's telling you when you get those fee-free days that you matter. Come on in, National Park Service. So for years, free entry on MLK Day and Juneteenth actually is a symbol of something more important. It's a recognition of Black contribution to this country, struggle, liberation, and the right to access national parks that historically excluded Black folks. Removing these days sends an entirely different message. It says, these histories ain't worth commemorating because you ain't shit. You ain't never been shit. Yeah, I'm there today. Because all week long, I've just been holding it in, because now folks is watching the page or whatever, and people got stuff to say. But right now, I don't even care. Yeah. Because everybody wants people to just lay down so other folks can be comfortable. And I'm over it. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to feel bad. Oh, well, you really don't matter, but you don't even understand. There was a time that the people in my community weren't even being invited in. The narrative of America that most matters now is one tied to nationalism and not civil rights for people. While we strip people, and yes, we can laugh about those people who voted for this and who are now starting to feel the wrath of the very things that the 92% and others said was going to happen, but you didn't believe that fat meat was greasy. So now this dude is giving himself birthday special status. That's unprecedented. It's branding. Have you been to the White House website lately? You haven't. No. Go on over there. It's branding. It's corporate branding. It's political branding embedded into federal policy. And we just tiptoeing through the tulips, just happy as a fucking clam because it ain't hit home yet. Mm-hmm. Oh no, we don't give a damn. We don't care. So here's what the new calendar, the free entry calendar is going to look like. I'm looking at it right now. President's Day, Memorial Day, June 14th. That's Trump's birthday, Flag Day. Independence Day weekend and the National Park Service's 110th anniversary that's coming up. Constitution Day, Theodore Roosevelt's birthday, and Veterans Day. Missing from the list, MLK and Juneteenth. Yeah, there you go. All right. Now, these are not minor holidays. These were pillars of Americans who were fighting for the rights of all people. Civil rights legacy being erased from one of the nation's largest public institutions where there was a time that we couldn't even go. We weren't allowed to go. We had our own parks and our own beaches. So, okay, so advocacy group Soul Track Outdoors slammed the policy as exclusionary and regressive. Editorials across major publications note that the administration is reshaping the National Park Service to reflect only one version of patriotism, one that aligns with Trump's political brand while minimizing Black historical remembrance. And it fits into a broader pattern we've been tracking all year. All year. We've been talking about it. And now people are nervous and they don't want to talk about it because, oh, it really couldn't be happening while they're literally rewriting what America is and always has been. It's supposed to be the great American melting pot, right? I could go on and on and on. Let's be clear. This is not accidental. You don't accidentally delete MLK and Juneteenth. You don't accidentally add a president's birthday. This was deliberate. It was symbolic and it was strategic. And we're going to sit by and we're going to do nothing. And we're going to eat fried chicken and we're going to eat fried fish and we're going to line dance and we're going to have our boots on the ground, because one thing that you can't do is you cannot remove the history that beats within the hearts of the people that are the descendants and those who are still alive, who were part of that civil rights movement and who are the benefactors of such. We're going to still party. We still go kick it. We still going to remember anyway. But let's talk about that you cannot stop. The National Park Service has always been about conservation, but it's also about national storytelling, folks. This is a story you will never be able to erase. I don't care what you do. We here. We've always been here. So go on here with your little crayon and write some more. Because while you're doing that, we're going to continue to still tell our stories. And y'all still going to try to take that too. We'll see you around.
Y'all say we love to make stuff about race. But then y'all always doing something to make us got to point out that it's all about race. So number 47 said, no more freebies to the national park on Martin Luther King Day and Juneteenth. Y'all want to go on them days? You got to pay for it because it ain't free no more. Now, why did he just happen to pick those 2 days? You know why? Because they represent Black history. And he don't want nothing that got to do with Black history. But then he says, since Flag Day is on my birthday, y'all can get in free on that day if you want to. Let me explain something to you about Black folks. We don't care. We do not care. On Martin Luther King Day, if we had planned on going to national parks, we just won't go. Because guess what we'll do instead? It's always on a Monday. We'll just take that day off, enjoy the day off work, catch up on some rest, do some things around the house, run some errands or something. We don't care nothing about that. And we sure don't care about you not allowing us to national parks on Juneteenth. Because we weren't going to no national parks on no Juneteenth anyway. We too busy having line dances and cookouts. We don't care nothing about that. We barbecuing and having us a good old time. We don't care about that. And your birthday, We don't even want to participate in our own friends and family's birthdays. What make you think we want to pay to go in somewhere for free for your birthday? We don't care. You got to find some better way to make us mad, because that ain't it. We do not care. We could care less. You keep trying to poke the bear, but it ain't working, because we don't care. Y'all drop y'all comments down below and like, share, comment, and repost.
As some of you might have heard, the Donald Trump administration has removed Martin Luther King Jr. and Juneteenth from the list of free entry days at national parks. They'll be replaced with Donald Trump's birthday. This is a real thing, people. This really happened. Yeah, a little bit of racism mixed with like dictatorship. You know, we're getting like, you never know what he's going to throw at you. You got to stay on your toes. And there's some people trying to argue, oh, it's not because it's his birthday. That's like the birth date of the army or some shit. But when you go over to the NPS website, it says June 14th, Flag Day / President Trump's birthday, and literally say President Trump's birthday. That's a real thing. There's no Juneteenth listed anymore, and no Martin Luther King Jr. Day listed anymore. And the thing is, he could have just added his birthday. There was no need to remove Martin Luther King Jr. Day or Juneteenth. Blacks for Trump, stitch this video, please. Explain to me why this is a good thing for black people. Please, just, all of the black MAGAs y'all know, and black, like, if y'all know any of them, or if you're one of them and you're like, keep making music about hip hop, I don't want to hear you talk politics. Suck my dick. Tag, comment your reasoning below why this is a good thing. Tag all the black MAGA dudes you know. Let me know why this is fire. Like, why this is for the advancement of our people. You just don't see it. Like, you feel me? Explain it to me in the comments. Make sure you explain it like I'm 12. You know? Y'all do this fucking journalist voice in these videos. That should be cracking me up, gang. I'm not gonna hold you. Yeah, till next time, I'm out of here. You shitting me? Oh yeah, make sure you join the Discord. You shitting me?
Okay, so Trump has just removed Martin Luther King Day and Juneteenth. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to follow me and don't forget to repost this video. It says Trump has removed Martin Luther King Day and Juneteenth as holidays that include free entrance to national parks. Replace the free entry days with his own birthday instead. And I'm just like, at this point, Trump, you just doing shit just to do shit. Like, he's literally just doing shit just to do shit, because, like, if it's broke, don't fix it. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, he just want to touch shit just because he got that power. You know what I'm saying? It don't got nothing to do about what's right and what's wrong and what he think is best for America. He just like the power, and that's about it. You know what I'm saying? He only like the power and control. But if you're new to my channel, don't forget to follow me. Don't forget to repost this video, and don't forget to leave a comment and let me know what your thoughts are about this, because why is he doing this? Like, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, because this is just like weird, like crazy.